It's time for the Joe Show. 75 seconds of reflection for the Westerville school staff from your superintendent. And now, here's Joe. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Joe Show. It is Wednesday. Last week, 193 of you entered the contest where you had to tell me about your high school experience. Michaela Leonard, who does attendance over at Minerva Park, was the winner. She was a South grad. She was in Key Club, National Honor Society, lacrosse, orchestra, Girl Scouts, Winter Guard, marching band, active high school career. And Michaela won $10 cash money and a water bottle. So, but it got me thinking because I was reading all of your responses. Again, 193 of you responded, and I was reading everybody's responses, and there's such a big difference in the responses. Of course, there's a lot of Westerville grads. I went to Central, I went to South, I went to North. There are people who were from huge school districts. There are some of you graduated with classes of like 24 people, or 50 people, or 75 people. Some of you were active. You did everything. Some of you, you felt like an outcast a little bit. Some of you describe yourself. I was a nerd. I kept to myself. I just didn't really interact with people. Many of you are, worked. You had jobs. Things were tight at home. I had to work as soon as I turned 16. Some of you did just all kinds of different things, and it really got me thinking about my scooter. My scooter, yeah, I'm a scooter driver. A Vespa, kind of looks like this, except mine is a dark racing green, and it has some yellow stripes on it. It's super cool. In my opinion, it's super cool. People back where I used to work would call it a moped. It's not a moped, it's a scooter. It's a Vespa. It's darn good transportation. And, a gallon tank will take me 100 miles. And I really enjoy driving my scooter. Uh, and this is why I'm thinking about my scooter, because if you're a motorcycle person, you know this, that when you're cruising down the street on your motorcycle and you pass another motorcycle, you give them the sign. You put your hand out and you like put your fingers down, or you like this, something. It's kind of like, hey, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? How you doing? You're waving to the other folks who are on the motorcycles. And scooter guys, we're kind of timid, so we wait to see if the motorcycle guys are going to acknowledge us, because there's nothing more embarrassing than driving down the street and there's a big Harley Davidson coming, and you put your hand out, hey, how you doing? And they just kind of, scooter guy, look at you. So we kind of wait. If the motorcycle guy puts his hand out and says, hey, how you doing? Then we'll do the same. Um, but there's this one time I had my scooter at the gas station, and I was filling it up. Again, it's a 1 gallon tank, and I'm filling it up, and there's this huge Harley Davidson that pulls in next to me, really loud, and it gets there and it parks. And I got to thinking about how, what's funny? I've got this scooter, 125cc scooter. This person had this giant Harley Davidson, and yet here we were, both of us, he and I, together at the same spot, at the same time, on the same planet, at the same gas station. There we were, right? I had a scooter, he had a giant Harley, but we were there at the same time. And I think about all of you who responded to the contest last week, who had different high school experiences. Very popular, very successful. I was an all-state athlete. I didn't do much. I was kind of shy. I got in trouble a little bit. I had a bad experience. And here we are. We are all here together. We're all here together serving Westerville kids. And so the point is, it doesn't matter whether you drive a scooter or whether you drive a Harley. What matters is that we're all in the same place at the same time together. It's the destination that's important. It's not the way that you get there, right? And I think it's important to remember that for ourselves, that here we are, we're all successful people watching this video, but we all have different backgrounds. But here we are, fate brought us together. 2,000 of us working together in this community, in this school district to help Westerville kids. Some of us, the road was a lot rockier. Some of us came from a lot farther away. Some of us just walked down the street, but here we are all together to help Westerville kids. The same's true for students. Students come from lots of different backgrounds, right? Some students, they're born with a Harley. They've got that big machine that's going to propel them. Others are maybe lucky to have a bicycle, right? They have a lot more challenges than the kids with the Harleys. But that's not what's important. What's important is we are trying to get every child to that same destination, right? And it shouldn't be the time that's important. It doesn't matter if it takes some kids longer to get there than other kids, or more attempts at something to get there than other kids. The point is, we want all kids to get to this point. They give everybody a driver's license. Everybody gets a driver's license. Some people, you have to take the test 10 times, right? It's all about your the obtaining the knowledge, obtaining the skills. It's not about how many times does it take somebody, how fast do they get there, because everybody comes with different advantages. So I want you to think about that this week, especially, we're going into Thanksgiving next week. Think about what you can be grateful for, and some of us, we should be grateful for the privileges we're born with, but we should always be mindful that different people come from different backgrounds. Not just your colleagues, your coworkers do, but also our kids do. And so let's continue to work to get all of our kids to that ending point, which is, prepared for a life where they're going to have a good job, where they can pay their bills and get health care and have a retirement plan, right? That's our goal, is to do that. So doesn't matter how fast it takes. Doesn't matter how many attempts you have to give on a test. It doesn't matter how many times you have to be gracious to them or merciful to them because they forgot their homework or they forgot a pencil. I just knocked over my scooter. We're just in it together, right? Okay, so Thanksgiving is next week, which means no Joe Show next week because most of you are off work. So I'm going to do the contest this week again. A contest, and my family Thanksgiving tradition is we always, my nuclear family, we always go to a movie on Wednesday night. So I do all the cooking. I love to cook. Thanksgiving is the most important meal of the year. I love to be in charge of that, and so I do cook. And so Wednesday I'm preparing a lot of stuff, but Wednesday night before Thanksgiving we always go to a movie. And so I'm thinking about movies now, and this is what I want to ask you for the contest this week. What is one of your favorite movies that you think probably nobody else has thought about or thinks is good or maybe has even heard of? So you can't say, oh, The Godfather or Star Wars. Everybody knows those. What's one of those movies that you really, really like and you're like, I wonder if anybody even knows this movie exists, or I bet I'm like the only one that likes this movie. I'm going to give you two examples. Two of my favorite movies of all time. A movie called Moonrise Kingdom and a movie called Jojo Rabbit. Now, Jojo Rabbit got some Oscar play a few years ago, but not a lot of people have seen it. And Moonrise Kingdom. Both movies are fantastic, funny in their own ways, touching in their own ways, very cinematographic, whatever that means. They look good. Good movies. What is one of your favorite movies that you think, I don't know if anybody else likes this? Email that to me by midnight tonight. Somebody's going to win $10 cash money. And I will not be back next Wednesday. So have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy your families, friends, whatever it is that you do. And thanks for watching. See you next time on The Joe Show.